Hello. Yes. Everything's working as intended. That's good. Overload on that. There we go. Yeah, let's just do that then. There we go. Private encounter. Hello, infected. Honk to you too. That, this and this. What's up, infected? Good morning! Vietnam. Good morning indeed to you, Ryan. How are you? I'm alright. Got home, went to the shop because my GF's going on to a live concert today and she's taking the car. So I had to get to the shop before she goes with a friend. Then again... No, she stole the car. No, she hadn't stolen it yet. She hasn't taken it yet, but she will. A bit later. Because the gig is at a couple of towns over, or actually one town over, I'd say. And her friend lives on the other side of that town. So she takes the car and goes there to her friend. Then they take the public transport over to the gig. And depending on if she feels like driving home afterwards, she drives home, or then she will spend her night. It is Kääriä's gig, if you remember the guy with the green vest that represented Finland in the European, well, not European Union, the Eurovision Song Contest. Raph loves him. I bet she does. Many loves his music. And even though I've been a metal guy myself, pretty much, I even find his music very enjoyable to listen to. Let's have one of these just to kick things off. A dragonfly has a lifespan of 24 hours. Somehow I don't find that believable. There are many dragonflies actually that have a lifespan of a few weeks, even. And we finally get cannonballs. Finally. Okay, let's more prayer points. I just told Raph about the gig. She wants to go. She should be in chat. She has new emotes to use. Google says up to 56 days. Yeah, that's what I thought. Dragonflies have a long lifespan. She's lying in bed. She has a phone, doesn't she? She could join that way. True. Obviously. Oh, onyx bolts, that's nice. That's money. I'll have it. Have them all. Oh, yes. And since we only had one log item yesterday, I still have my fun packs of Pokemon, which I will rip open once we have some log items drop. We did spec, we did warm. Harlequin ducks nest in rocky crevices along streams to dive to the bottom of the roaring water to feed on invertebrates. When they're done, they walk upstream. And we get more tuna potatoes. Actually, let's take some. Why not? And replenish our prayer points. All of that good jazz. Yo mama's so ugly that the government moved Halloween to her birthday. That's an interesting one, for sure. Now we can activate the potion reservoir. Oh, and we didn't even have poison nor darkness. Now that's mended, but now we don't have the spec nor wound. Now that is mended as well. Could we have a sigil, perhaps an arcane one? Thank you very much. No, just mahogany wood spirits. Let's have one of these. A beekeeper was What? A beekeeper was indicted. Indicted? Yeah, it's a court term, I get that, but the pronunciation was more of the thing. I do not know the pronunciation for that. Is it indicted or indicted? Because I know that the indicted is something I have heard before, but indicted not. Indicted, all right. Indicted, yeah, all right. The thing that a certain politician has been a couple of times over the Atlantic Ocean. If you know, you know, I just won't mention their name. The beekeeper was indicted after he confessed to years of stealing at work. They charge him with embezzlement. There we have it. Nailed it. First try. No lies. The first product to have a barcode was a Wrigley's gum. Now we know that. Here we go. Okay. Hold on, we can activate our toys. What do we get? Oh. Prayer potions as a rare drop, actually. But then just common gems. Finally got a Dragon Rider piece from Celestial Dragons. Well, kinda, it was the kit. Well, at least you had something, right? That's also nice. Instead of the common common stuff that you get anyways for each kill. Almost. Will this be the stream when we actually get the arcane sigil? Is another question we could have answered. Well, we will have it answered after this hour's over. But then again, what could we do to induce good RNG? I set up a potion reservoir on cannon AFK Celestials for 46 minutes at a time. Yeah, that is how it works. The potion reservoirs. They are absolutely great at it. Kinda wish that they could be loaded with more than just 6 doses. And that we would only need 1 potion reservoir for each type of potion. Could you imagine a 1000 dose of aggro overload? The amount of AFK would be insane. All you would really need to do at that point would be just to right-click something every once in a while. I used those whilst getting the penny pot. I bet you did. Question, is the penny components Slayer task only drops? In 1973, hundreds of ducks rained down from the sky in Stuttgart, aka the ducks were likely killed by hail. But some had eyes on their wings that may have accumulated when the wind carried them to high altitudes. The ducks falling damaged cars and windows. No, not Slayer task. That's good to know. The ancestor of all domestic cats is the African wildcat, which still exists today. Nope, I got penny off task. That's nice to know. I don't even know how many kills I have of shadow creatures. Let's see. Shadow creatures, 2947. I do not have any of the penny components. I would like to have 1 or 2 or 3. No, let's not wield that. And now my bone shield is level 60 again. At least for a while, but there we go, it's 75 again. I don't think I have many on task drops left to get now. That's nice. Do you have a boosted drop rate for the penny components if you do use wildcards or are on a Slayer task though? I would like to imagine that you do. Sort of actually have an incentive to do that task. Oh, I don't think the rate boosts. That's unfortunate. Okay, there we go. Another spot. One out of 1k for truthful 1 out of 2k for blissful and 1 out of 3k for manifest. Huh. Oh, diamonds. And I don't even have the inventory space for them. A wild Sharpedo appears. Catch it using Pokecatch. Nope, drop rate isn't affected by task. Well, dang it. That is super unfortunate. Because boosted drop rates should be a default thing for all Slayers. All Slayer creatures. Drops. All of that. A Mount Corp. Sigil, please. Arcane one. Maybe clear out one inventory space for it, though. Okay, we didn't get it. Imagine, though, eating a sailfish just to potentially or make room for a drop that just might come. With an absurdly low drop chance, and it actually comes, though. It would be one of those situations again where I start complaining about not having drops and instantly getting it because I complained. We could just try that, though. Corp, you're not dropping me enough arcane sigils. I wish to complain to your manager. That arcane sigil should have been mine long ago. I shouldn't be here anymore. Give it to me now. Nope. That didn't happen. Sharpedo escaped, no one caught it. Well, that's too bad. Toasters were the first form of pop-up notifications. Good try, yeah. It did happen with the first spectral sigil. That's how I got my first sigil drop. Started complaining, and that clip from that stream is still to this day my most viewed TikTok clip. Like naturally, without any sort of paid promotion. At about 1,600 views so far. Ooh, onyx bolts. More things to stuff in the Elka. What about this then? What did one snowman say to the other snowman? Do you smell carrots? There we go. What? I'm not reading that. It melts too much in my eyes. Melts too much together. Okay. Do we get anything nice? No, just Mystic Claw. The average lifespan of an outdoor cat is about 3 to 5 years, while an indoor-only cat can live 16 years or much longer. Yeah, that's because there are no predators inside. Wood ducks are the only North American waterfowl that can raise 2 broods in 1 year. More than 11% of females may produce 2 broods each season. Okay, we take a little bit of sip from that and activate the toys once more, so our prayer points don't suffer too much, and we get some free heals too. Green dragon hides. There's so much crafting XP in my loot tab right now that I just put the green dragon hides through the auto tanner, the invention machine, and then just withdrawn the output from this log grind already. I got like almost 12,000 of them. Just had 100 more. You've got so many uncut dragon stones. Well, good for you then. That's a lot of crafting XP too. Speaking of that, I'm at 70 mil crafting XP. Still need 33 mil until 120 crafting. And we get tuna potatoes. And I don't even need them right now. Or I have full health. At least at the moment. We'll just see. Corp's gonna spawn. And he's gonna absolutely smack the shit out of me. Just like that. 2k in a first hit. And 2.3, ouch. Hey, I was just kidding. Don't kill me. Ow. I can loot the tuna potatoes and eat them. To protest. 180 crafting, fine, well that's nice. Prayer and fletching arm, last 120 is both 117 at the moment. We get cannonballs. Which flower is the most fierce? Dandelion. I have a few skills here that aren't even close to 120, but I do have all the natural 110s, 110s and 120s. That can happen. Actually, fletching might be my lowest. Now that yes, it is my lowest. Fletching is my lowest now that I look at the entire chart here. At 110. Drink from the blessed flask. Ooh, sharks. Raw. Raw at that. Top up the cannon. As well as refreshing its timer is always nice. Spec is queued. February 1865 is the only month in recorded history not to have a full moon. That is interesting. Very much so, actually. I wanted a master of all, Herbal 120 all, but Rue is taking the... Yeah, Rue is one of those, right? But then again, so is Dojo Mojo, the agility pet. I'm 200 million agility. I do not have the pet at all. I still have a few XP left on the auto cycles where I can AFK for it. But once that's done, then Serenity Post is pretty much it. If I wanna get it AFK. I got the agility pet as soon as I jumped on those AFK bikes. Pretty lucky. Yes, you were but lucky. I have less than 100k XP left on the bikes. If your cat snores or rolls over on his back to expose his belly, it means he trusts you. Well, if your cat does snore... I don't even know what I was going to say, but... It is not normal for a cat to snore. There's an AFK way to train agility. Yes, you can gain 800,000 agility experience completely AFK at the Archaeology Guild place. All you need to do is teleport to the Archaeology Guild and walk to the river. And when you are at the river, there's an ancient door if you look back at the Archaeology Guild's direction. Just go through the ancient door there, and you'll be in the Zerosian throne room. You walk down the stairs of the Zerosian throne room, and there's 4 bikes, from where one is sort of active, and the active bike gives best agility experience, but you can completely just AFK it and still get the pet though. It is the very fastest way of gathering agility golden rocks, as an example. And also an AFK way of getting the pet. But once your 800,000 agility experiences are up, you don't gain any experience anymore from them. And thus your pet chance and golden rock chance dies from those bikes. And yes, where the dark Animika ore is. And that's why I was there, the golden rocks, I forgot about. Still need to do that stupid statue. Yeah, I have a few restorations to do as well. And I completely wasted my own bikes for the agility rocks in that regard. But I just wanted the pet, really. I'll worry about the statue another day. It's not like it's not too hard to get the rocks anyway. If you get one rock, you can well, when you go for the rocks, you get the one rock, and then you focus on another skill to get another rock, and focus on a third to get another rock. Once you have those 2 extra rocks gained, go back to agility, and you should basically get it quite soon from starting to grind for it. That's at least what I've noticed about rock grinding, that you need to alternate the skills that you grind for the rocks. Independently if it's strange rocks or golden rocks. They pretty much function the same way. I guess I can add that to the dailies, do the statues once a day. Yeah, if you do them once a day and you get all the rocks once a day, then good on you, but you're gonna be focusing that pretty much. Hello, Rap! How are you doing? Good to see you. I fully built the one in my house, just not the golden one. It's too warm. Well, too bad. Too bad for you. We actually have 18 Celsius outside right now. It's not too warm here. But then again, that's what we get for being in the north. It doesn't get that hot, even if I am in the south coast of Finland. It doesn't get too hot even then. Some summers have been very hot though, so it's not an impossibility, but generally speaking, it doesn't get that hot. And that is very, very nice, in my opinion. Can we have a drop? would be very nice. Just commons. Just commons. Some of that, just to keep up the prayer points. Queue up some specs. Start the fight. Some wounds. There is a wild gimmighoul in the chat. Catch it with Pokecatch. If you haven't started the game, start it by using exclamation Pokestart. Approximately 1/3 of cat owners think their pets are able to read their minds. More diamonds. Okay. Ah, right. The toys aren't active. That's why my prayer is draining so fast. How do you fix a broken pizza? With tomato paste. That ties quite well into the question of the day, which is also in the stream title. Does pizza belong on peanuts? That is an actual reference to yesterday's question, because I was going to do the old "does pineapple belong on pizza?" question, just to attract some viewers. But then for some reason my ADHDistic brain went full ham mode, and I wrote "does cheese belong on pizza?" So I kind of had to tie into that one today and be like, yeah, does pizza belong on peanuts? Gimmighoul escaped, no one caught it. Why does Norway have barcodes on their battleships, so when they get back to port, they can Scandinavian? We get Phasmatite stone spirits. Hey. We're just going to run some ads now, and I know for fact that there are 2 people in the chat who don't even see them. Happy face. And I know I'm very... I don't look it maybe, but I am quite tired actually from night shifts. Because right after I had gifted Raph the sub, I took a look at the stream manager tab and saw that my subscriber count had gone up with 1. I was completely excited until I remembered, oh right, that's because I did a thing. Ooh, cannonballs. But yeah, that is what tiredness will do to you. It will play tricks on your mind, and you will manage to make yourself smile every once in a while. I still have tomorrow night shift before I have 1 day of free time, which is Sunday. But because next week is not night shift week, tomorrow's stream will start at 1800 hours Finnish time. The reason why I use the phrasing finish time is because someone very smart, smarter than me, obviously, had the idea of making the Finnish time zone shift with +1 hour, depending on whether it's summer or winter. So in order to actually cater to time difference things, I just opt into writing out that all stream times are referred to in Finnish time. Because everyone can Google or put into Google what is Finnish time right now and they will get an answer. Rather than trying to remember that, oh yes, it is winter now, so that's +3 hours, and then it's summer now, so just +2 hours, or then it was the vice versa, I don't remember which one it was, which one is +3 and which one is +2 hours, but there's that. It gets a little bit complicated for the simple mind of the streamer to keep track of everything. Can we have that sigil now though? That is the question. Or actually that's not the question. Will it blend is the question, always and forever. And it will not blend. Not with these drops. But we do have a whole lot of bolts and stuffs here. We actually need just 4 more follows. And I need to start giving away more subs to people. Right, prayer points. And the toys. Why do mathematicians hate the US? Because indivisible. Ooh, mystical stuff. Both humans and cats have identical regions in the brain responsible for emotions. That explains some things about their behavior. How does a scientist freshen the... What? How does a scientist freshen their breath? With experiments. Right. The spec was missing and the wall was missing as well. But then again, we only had 20k HP left on that kill, so... Not really a reason to actually do any one of those, especially not the worn one, but... It is what it is. I already used it anyway. Nurse. Doctor, there is a patient that says he's invisible. Doctor. Well, tell him that I can't see him right now. The shovel was a groundbreaking invention. Yes. Although I have a tendency to tell the same joke in a slightly different way. As in, hey man, I bought a new shovel. It's groundbreaking. I'm really digging it. That is how I typically tell the same joke. I just add a little bit to it. And we have one of these then. I applied to be a doorman, but didn't get the job due to lack of experience. That surprised me. I thought it was an entry-level position. Habla, habla, habla. Articulation is a fine art that takes many years of craftsmanship to perfect. Huh? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, we switch on this potion reservoir then. And start with refreshing our darkness and poison. Mystic Cloth. Top up the cannon. I might need to buy more pages for my book. At some point at least. I know I should at least start to mix some more extreme prayers. My stack is running out fast. It's not good. I had like 50 left, if I remember correctly. I need to mix 1,000 more. Good thing I'm not absolutely broke in this game. Otherwise I would have a problem. What do you call an elephant that doesn't matter? An irrelevant. There we go. And yes. Wounds and specs be the MVPs. When grinding for the slug. But it's not a tree log. Come on then. Nah, just another mystic staff. Most cats give birth to a litter of between 1 and 9 kittens. The largest known litter ever produced was 19 kittens, of which 15 survived. That's a lot of small kittens. Speaking of kittens, I saw a black one today. At work. The reason I know it was a kitten is simply because I saw the face, basically. It was a smaller cat, and somewhat adult, but not really. Like a 9-month-old kitten, about. So already quite cat-sized, almost. But you could just tell from the face that it was a kitten. And not an actual adult. A man tried to sell me a coffin today. I told him that this is the last thing I need. No shit. I believe that is something I will never need. Actually, I shouldn't say anything. I don't know what the people who drive around those cars use before the crematorium. Maybe they're bags, maybe they are caskets. I have no idea. Plasmatite stone spirits. Whenever the cashier at the grocery store asks my dad if he would like the milk in a bag, he replies, "No, just leave it in the carton." A wild mastiff appears. Catch it using Pokecatch. See, Ryan, this is how you do it. Like this. That is how you play that game. And quite soon it will tell me that I have caught it. Hopefully, at least. If it says that I have, well, the mastiff has escaped, then we know that this game has bugged out for some reason. Augmented Masterwork Spear of Annihilation has gained a level, it is now level 20. That took its sweet time. But that also gives a little perspective on how long we've been here, because the spear was level 1 when we started the Corp grind. Okay, we know now that the Pokemon community game is actually bugged. Hold on, I will check something. Let's check something. Okay. This okay, and hold on. Not that. Not that either. What the? No. Not that. Don't think catches are 100%, you can fail it. Okay, well... Well, that's too bad. And quite interesting, actually, because... the very next day from when I had initially added Pokemon community game to the chat, Green was in chat the next day, and he caught all of the Pokemon. There was not a single failed there during that stream. The cat has 500 skeletal muscles, humans have 650. Okay. Already connected. There are different tiered Pokeballs, maybe they use the best ones. Huh. I have no idea of that either. This is from my notes. Never played it. Okay. I'll take your word for it. I will take your word for it. Because I don't know. I just saw an opportunity to increase interactiveness in chat. And jumped at the situation or the chance for it. Oh, we're less than 10 minutes away from ending this instance and live stream. If we have any new people here today, please consider dropping a follow. Join the Discord for easy updates on whenever I go live and a more comprehensive stream schedule. The spectacled elders' wintering grounds weren't discovered until 1995, when researchers followed birds marked with satellite transmitters into the Bering Sea. Once there, they found a huge number of elders gathering in the fissures on the ice. Merchant World 119. For those of you who wish to get the Daily Merchant stock bought. Top up the cannon. And then that. That and that, as in poison and darkness. And yes, Cerebot, you do look like a joke machine. It is my turn. You will answer to me. If at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you. No shit. I'm only familiar with 25 letters in the English language. I don't know why. Have a potato. Ooh, right. The specs and the bones. Had some for lunch, but too. Well. The potato emote is more genius than I even initially thought of. Because I always knew that I wanted an emote that is just a potato. Because potato. But then again, even though it's a vegetable to be eaten, it is also in itself a seed. So I can be sowing potatoes in everyone's chats, spreading my presence to be known throughout the entire Twitchverse with just one emote. Yes, I am spreading my seed, as is my male instinct. That is exactly why it is there. Don't buy flowers at the monastery, because only you can prevent florist friars. we are down to our last 5 minutes of this live stream. If you're new here, please consider dropping a follow, join the Discord for easy updates on whenever I go live, and for a more comprehensive list of stream schedule. Alright, the spec and the wall. So, Corp, how would it be? Will you release me of my torment today, or will we be here tomorrow again? That is up to you. Well, at least he drops some money worth of drops with the bolts. Queue up some specs. Waiting for the next spawn though. And begin. So, I heard this pun about cows, but it's kinda offensive, so I won't say it. I don't want there to be any beef between us. A man walks into a bar and orders helicopter-flavored chips. The barman replies, "Sorry mate, we only do plain." Mystic Fire Staff. Okay, let's do that. Queue up some specs. I gave my friend 10 puns hoping that one of them would make him laugh. Sadly, no pun in 10 did.
What kind of dinosaur loves to sleep? A Stegosaurus.
Top up some cannons. Balls. Deactivate the reservoir because we don't need that many anymore. As we are on the last 90 seconds. City ducks have a different accent than country ducks, typically louder. Well, Corp, is there anything you would like to drop me? Something that starts with an A? Nope, that doesn't start with an A. Starts with a D. As in Desert Goat Horn. But the thing that I wish for the most starts with an A and ends with an L. Because there's a huge L in you that needs to turn into a W. I could make a joke there. I'd rather not get banned. I don't know what you're referring to, actually. But I promise you I will not ban you if you make a joke. Starts with an A, ends with an L. Oh yes. I got it. No worries there. I got it. I set myself up for that, right? I set myself up. Yes, Angel, of course. Hello, Miss Hatred. Hello, Miss Hatred. You are... well... at the very end of the live stream here. Because this live stream is over since the instance has expired. But we will be here for as long as the Pokemon community game is on. A wild Wobbuffet is in the chat. So what you basically do is you do Poke like this. But if you don't have it started, you need to start it with exclamation Poke start first. Once you do that, you are able to use Pokecatch on all live streams that feature the Pokemon community game. And as soon as we see the Pokemon community game result, I will be ending the live stream and raiding people, someone else who might be live streaming RuneScape. Retractable claws are a physical phenomenon that sets cats apart from the rest of the animal kingdom. In the cat family, only cheetahs cannot retract their claws. Right then. What about this? I wish I could clean mirrors for a living. It's just something I can see myself doing. I don't trust sushi. There's something fishy about it. Wobbuffet escaped. No one caught it. Alright, that means we're ending this live stream. Please consider dropping a follow before you leave. Time to raid someone. Kenailis is live. She's a nice person. She's doing gate. She's been frequenting my chat as well. But yes, I'll be live again tomorrow at 1800 Finnish time. I'll see you all again then. Thanks and goodbye.